It seems like the establishment in Washington is, aside from the present company, is a little detached from the reality on the ground here.
Well, we're up to 91 members that do agree with us, but I want you to know this, that there are a number of members that are not signed on, but they're thinking about it, and they know that they ought to sign on.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another category that hasn't really been brought to their attention sufficiently for them to be even thought about it.
Sure.
So when you chop the Congress into those kinds of constituencies, all of a sudden you see that we have more education to do. You know, if I had somebody that could psychoanalyze members of Congress like Dr. Justin Frank has psychoanalyzed President Bush, and the book is called Bush on the Couch. And boy,
piece of work, huh?
Well, you begin to understand that these ferocious opponents really, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it because they don't feel really so sure about their opposition to it.
We just saw a number of candidates, Andrea Miller from Virginia 4, who are
really
running on single payer. They have the guts to run on single payer.
They're running on it because people want it. The one thing that we have going for us is that most people want what it is we're fighting so hard to get. It isn't like we're fighting uphill. Most people already instinctively know what we ought to be doing.
Right. I just read a report from Kaiser that said that last year alone, just in lobbying Congress, Big Pharma and insurance spent $445 million.
If you look at it another way, they may have to be spending $541 million in the next 12-month period. And then, you see there's a point of diminishing return in everything. After a while, there are some who are going to realize that this is a losing battle for them. And the question is, how do they survive in a system in which there's far more fairness than exists now? So you have to keep turning this thing over. And because we're amateur psychologists and not professional ones, we always have to remember that we could be in error in our diagnosis.
Sure. Well, I spent a number of years bartending, so I had my share of amateur analysis.